Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's going on, Fantasy Champs? Welcome to Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always. Poppin' Rick.
What's up?
Today we have a mock draft for you. It's the first. What do we call this? This is the first mock draft. I was trying to find a word that made it sound cooler than it actually is.
It's the Mach 101.
It's the mock. Well, not even the 101. It's 1.0.
Oh,
so
shoot.
This is our first redraft mock draft of, well, I think we did one before, but our first real mock draft of 2022 as we approach the NFL season, and we're going to kind of get a clearer, more individualistic picture of what a draft will look like for Rick and I as we mock through. So before we give you the details and start this mock draft, because we got a lot of rounds to get through, check out our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all those platforms. Apple Podcasts, I should say, not just podcasts. That would make sense. Any other podcast platforms, leave a review, share this pod with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notice, like, and comment down below any questions you may have, and you can rate our draft. You can say we sucked, we say we did great. This would be pretty easy. I mean, this is late May ADP.
Yeah, the ADP is going to be very different in August. Maybe one day we'll go back and look at this and see how it differs. But
I know. I always mean to like go back and watch after our draft and see the team that I put together and the team that I actually got. Last year was hard. Last year was a hard draft year. So many running backs came off the board first.
I feel like this year, I mean, if it stays like this, is going to be a lot easier. I don't think it will, but
yeah. Well, I think people are starting to believe that the wide receiver position is more valuable. It may be in PPR formats, but running backs, people are getting discouraged by the fact that running backs don't get workloads like they used to.
Yeah.
And so if you don't get a guy in the top 7 or 8, you most likely are not going to have a top level guy, but it's just not true. So as we draft wide receivers, because we think they're more valuable, it pushes some running backs down the board that make it a little bit easier for you to draft, but it should be interesting. Now, the question is, Rick, which pick should I do?
What pick should I do?
I don't know. You just picked 12 and I picked 1, 2. So
you want to just leave it at that, or you want to
let's stick it right in the middle?
You want to do the middle?
Yeah, dude, right next to each other. We'll start off with a battle. So I'm going to take 1, 6.
All right, well, screw you.
Rick's taking 1, 5. Trick you. So I'm going to be 1, 6. Rick will be 1, 5. This is a PPR 12-team draft. The positions as it currently stands are QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, 2 flex spots, and then I think it's 6 bench spots. So we'll try to draft as many rounds as we can. Usually late in the draft, it starts to move a little bit faster. But do you want to get started, Rick?
Yeah, we can do it.
All right. So let's start. Off the board first, we have Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, and then Rick's pick. Any surprises here for you?
No, I think this is probably how the top 4 would go.
Okay. Do you think anything's going to change with McCaffrey before the season starts? Or
maybe. I could see some drafts for McCaffrey's not 102 because of the injury concerns. Okay. But I think for the most part, this is at least what the top 4 is going to look like. Now, I know you would take Dalvin Cook.
It's my guy. It's my boy.
So I'll let you take Dalvin Cook because I'm going to take Najee at 1.5. Yeah, to me, I think Najee, he's 1.8 right now, but I mean, he was RB5 last year.
Yep.
So I don't really think that's going to change too much. I've talked about before how I don't think Najee's going to be, RB1 necessarily, but with the workload that he gets, I'm comfortable with that. And I'll take that over Dalvin Cook, who, did have a disappointing year. I think he'll bounce back, but Has a concern with injury history as well that nobody seems to talk about. I mean, he's missed like 3 games every year of his career, pretty much. So I think that's underrated for someone who's also just coming off not a great year as well. I mean, I do like Dalvin Cook, and I think you would be smart to take him here, but I would take Najee ahead of him.
Yeah. I'm just going to draft how I would in real life. We're not going to do any no wide receivers. I'm just going to draft the way I feel like I should in real life.
You don't want to take Jamar Chase here at the 1-7?
I don't Jamar Chase here at the 1-7, even though my brain kind of is drawn towards it. But no, we have Dalvin Cook on the board. So you could, I mean, the way the wide receivers are going, there's going to be a run, which is going to make it hard.
I think in real drafts, Cooper Kupp is here at the 105 to 106.
Yeah. But I think when you get back to, I was just looking, when you get back to 2.7, 2.8, like, I mean, Lamb is good, Debo is good. I don't mind AJ Brown. Guys like Keenan Allen, Mike Evans still on the board. So unless somebody falls to you, like Diggs or Hill, after 2.7, you're going to be drafting some deeper wide receivers that you're going to have to really peg as breakouts. And so that's just because of the run on wide receivers that's, I would say, about to happen. But I'm with Rick here. I think the smart pick is to take Dalvin Cook. Opportunity, all of the things that go along with Dalvin Cook make him, to me, the clear and better player. I am concerned. I like Dalvin Cook's situation a little. I just took him, and I don't know why Sleeper is not responding to it, but sure.
Good job.
But the way that I look at it is that, Dalvin Cook's in a situation, we know what he is, we know what situation he's in. We know what the opportunity share is going to be for Dalvin Cook. We know how he's going to perform for the most part. He's very safe. Whereas Najee is, I think, a safe pick. We know how much opportunity he's going to get, and I still think he deserves to be in that top 6 or 7, but I like Dalvin Cook over him just because of, the uncertainty surrounding the Pittsburgh offense and some of that stuff. So,
fair.
But I'll take Dalvin Cook here. Then you have Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, running backs, wide receiver run, like I said. Joe Mixon, Stefon Diggs, Jamar Chase. So we started the draft with 6 straight running backs, and we ended it with 5 wide receivers and 1 running back. So this is different. This is a different kind of draft. But after that, going into the second, we had Alvin Kamara, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Swift,
2 tight ends,
Josh Allen, and then Mark Andrews. And Travis Kelce, way too high in my book. This leaves me with a tough choice.
I was going to say, there's too many options here. There's like 4 guys I would take here.
So you could go, if I go 2 running backs here, okay, then in the next round, I would be left with hoping that you don't screw me and take 2 wide receivers.
Sure.
But I would be left with my wide receiver 1 being like Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. You have Deontay Johnson, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Metcalf. It's guys like that on the board. If I take a running back, you have A.J. Brown too. Or you could leave those guys and take somebody like Leonard Fournette, who could be in that range, Antonio Gibson, Cam Akers. I think I'm going to take my guy. I'm going to leave Nick Chubb on the board for you. I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb.
I was hoping you were going to take Nick Chubb.
I wanted Nick Chubb.
I wanted CeeDee Lamb.
I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb. I love CeeDee Lamb. I think he's a feature guy. We obviously know, and we'll talk a lot about him in the offseason as time goes along. But I think this would be my choice at wide receiver, knowing that at the turn, there probably will be running backs available for me that I can slide into my second slot.
Right. No, it's a good pick. It's hard. It's hard to pass on Nick Chubb. I do have a question though. Is this a PPR or half PPR league?
PPR.
This is a PPR league. Okay.
Yes,
kind of makes me want to pass on Nick Chubb because of the running backs I think that will be available. Leonard Fournette, as you said, Cam Akers, James Conner to me. You're looking at Josh Jacobs and Breece Hall later on. Travis Etienne. There's a lot of good running backs available. J.K. Dobbins, James Conner, David Montgomery. Like there's guys that are going to be available in rounds 3 and 4. And then for me, the wide receiver position, it feels like there could be a drop off because I'm not that high on A.J. Brown. Keenan Allen and Mike Evans are, consistent, solid players, but they're getting old, and I don't know, at this point what their ceilings are as a wide receiver one. Deontay, T. Higgins, some good wide receivers there. But I do think I'm going to go Deebo Samuel here. I wanted to go CeeDee Lamb, but I'm okay with taking Deebo here at the end of the second round, and can kind of be that wide receiver one for my team. And here, when it comes to the turnaround, we got Barkley, Chubb, AJ Brown, Mahomes, Javonte at 3-1 is just stealing candy from baby. Keenan Allen 3-2, Kyle Pitts 3-3, Aaron Jones 3-4. I have Zeke if I want him. I don't like Zeke, Mike Evans as well. But the guys I talked about, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Gibson, Cam Akers, they're all there. And I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette, and I think
interesting.
I'm all in. Yeah, I'm all in on the Fournette train this year.
Okay.
With Ronald Jones gone, Fournette was a top 7 running back last year, I believe. And that was with Ronald Jones there. I think Fournette is
you caught me off guard.
He's an older guy for sure, but I think he's a perfect RB2 here in the third round and a safe pick, and a guy who's probably going to be, honestly, could be a low end RB1 again.
Now, Rick, the real question now is how many Dallas Cowboy games do I want to watch this year?
Oh, yeah, you could. It's kind of a sexy team if you go Zeke, but it could backfire really easily.
There's a lot of because I don't personally. What is Pollard in his 4th year now?
Yeah,
I think they want to use Pollard, but I don't think this is I think some people have this mindset, especially with Madison and Tony Pollard, that those guys are going to take over after their predecessors are gone, and that's not how it's going to work. Pollard is not taking over for Zeke when Zeke is done. That's not what's going to happen. Zeke might suck, and they might cut him, and Pollard might get 1 year, but Tony Pollard is now 26 at that point or something like that. So he's just an older running back, and it's not, to me, like a threat to Zeke's job, realistically. I think Pollard's going to get a lot of work because I think he's a good running back, but
sure.
I don't know what they're going to do with Ezekiel Elliott. Last year, what was he last year? Where did he finish?
Zeke?
Decisions.
I don't think it was high.
Didn't he miss time? I hope he missed time.
He did a little bit, but I don't think it was.
He was, through 18 games, he was the running back 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last year?
Behind James Conner. Yep. Oh,
wow.
Oh, yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. Well, so in points per game, though.
13.5. Yeah, so he was more like a running back 10 to 13, which is not. That's not bad.
He was RB 15 points per game. So, I mean, that's actually better than I thought still. I thought he was like RB 20, but.
I mean, Zeke's my guy.
He is your guy.
I can't go against this because I will probably. It depends. I got to do my rankings, but I mean, you're talking about Zeke as the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th running back off the board.
Mm-hmm.
If Zeke is Zeke.
Yeah. That's up to you. I mean,
we could both take old man running backs back to back, and that would be Jones, Fournette, and Zeke, and we would be old man all day.
Good.
I'm not typically a person to do this. I like Gibson. I mean, I am typically a person to do this. I like Gibson. I got to stick with the way I draft. I don't know that I want to. I think Zeke's one of those players that has a safe floor, and will be probably a low end running back 1, maybe high end RB2, probably in that 10 to 15 range. And he's a safe pick. So like if you went, say I went Justin Jefferson instead of Dalvin Cook, or Jamar Chase instead of Dalvin Cook, right? And I had Justin Jefferson / Jamar Chase or something like that. And
but so you wouldn't want to pair Zeke with Dalvin? And those are your guys. CeeDee Lamb.
It is my guy. Stop trying to convince me. But if I had Jamar Chase, let's say I drafted Justin Jefferson 1-6 and then drafted CeeDee 2-7, I think Zeke would be a good pick at 3-6 because it's safe. And then you could flip at the turn and maybe get, somebody like Josh Jacobs, who's another safe running back,
right?
Or ETN if you want a breakout guy. I already have my safe running back, so I'm gonna take Cam Akers and go with the player who has the opportunity to break out and be a top 10 running back, maybe even if he does break onto the scene and get the opportunity that Todd Gurley get, a possible top 5 guy. Remember Todd Gurley's first year where he like basically broke out and became a top 5 running back in that stretch of like 3 years. He was drafted in the 3rd round that year. So
yeah.
I like Cam Akers here. It's a risk pick, but I'll take it. After that, obviously Zeke, Gibson, 2 of the guys I was considering. George Kittle. We had Mike Evans, Deontay Johnson, James Conner, Darren Waller in the 4th round to turn. David Montgomery, T. Higgins, Josh Jacobs, Terry McLaurin, and then J.K. Dobbins, who would have been a great pick at 4-7.
That would have been a good pick.
Ooh, I don't know.
Really good pick.
I don't know. Who do I want to make my second wide receiver?
There are some good players here.
How do we feel about? Because I'm definitely drafting a receiver.
Okay.
There was a flickering thought in my mind of Justin Herbert, but I left immediately. It was like, ooh, maybe. What are your thoughts on Metcalf?
Personally, I would take probably 3 receivers here before I take Metcalf. 3 other receivers. So that should tell you what.
DJ Moore is one of them.
I'm just not. And it's not anything to do with Metcalf, but Drew Lock is going to be his quarterback at this rate. Maybe Geno Smith. If you're lucky, it's Baker, and that changes things. Okay, that would make Metcalf.
Let's assume it's not Baker. We have to do that.
If it's not Baker, then I don't see DK Metcalf being a really great fantasy option this year. I don't. Now he'll still have games where he goes off because he can turn a slant into an 80-yard touchdown, but it's going to be a running team with a bad quarterback. Like, I don't care if you're DK Metcalf or Justin Jefferson.
Right.
That's going to hurt you big time. And I would still take Metcalf. I would draft him, just probably not in the 4th round.
Okay. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going Jerry Jeudy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So not a bad pick. He's getting high, though. He is getting high.
Yeah. The amount of receivers
not a bad
that
pick.
Taken.
I know.
It's just like I wanted to take Metcalf. I'm still evaluating how I feel because I do think he's an elite wide receiver.
No, yeah, that's fair.
And
yeah.
it's like even like just the target share that he has gotten in the past hasn't been high. Like
my thing is, how is Metcalf?
He had 129. So if he gets targeted 129 times, like I don't know if he's going to catch 10 to 12 touchdowns like he did with Russ.
Yeah.
But if he does catch 10 to 12 touchdowns, I don't think much else is going to really change.
No.
But
how was Metcalf last year when Geno was out there and
I'd love to know
Russ?
that.
Yeah, I would too. He's an interesting one. I mean, definitely he deserves to go in this range. There's just a couple other players that I would.
When did Geno miss that time? I mean, when did Russ miss that time?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to look it up. So, but my pick, I'm tempted to go Breece Hall here because I feel like by the time we get to August, and I've said this before, I think he's going to be like overblown and overvalued. He's going to be like a 2nd round pick because that's just how rookie running backs.
So you're just going to buy right into that overhype.
I mean, it's going to be great value now to get him in the 4th round. I don't think I want to do it. DJ Moore, I love. Okay, we all know I love DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I am worried about the quarterback situation, though.
Yep.
That does scare me. Amari Cooper is someone who I actually do really like, but what's the Deshaun Watson situation like? If Deshaun Watson's suspended for like 3 or 4 games, then I'm not really worried about it. And I think Amari Cooper is the wide receiver 1 on a team with Deshaun Watson. That's, pretty good things. He doesn't have a ton of competition either. Yep. So to get him in the 4th round, it's a safe pick.
Right.
But still, as a wide receiver 2, he'd be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a guy we talked about last show, Jalen Waddle. I know Underdog has him going in the 3rd round, so it would be considered a slight value here. And he would be taken as a wide receiver, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Which is about the range, I think.
Yeah.
That I would consider taking him here. It's tough. It's tough. There's there's some good options. I don't know. It is PPR, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Boom, 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 boom.
You would take Metcalf, right?
Boom, 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 boom.
There's also Chris Godwin, who's coming off an injury.
Yeah, I
which
would
is his
probably
problem.
I might take Metcalf.
I think I would take Godwin if he was 100% healthy, but his problem is that he's not.
And you don't want
he's
another.
Probably
share
going to miss the
with
first.
DJ Moore, do you?
What is it?
You're avoiding the DJ Moore share with a.
I am. I think I'm leaning more Cooper, Waddle, or Hall. And I think I'm going to take Waddle. PPR league. Obviously, we talked about it last show, though his ceiling isn't the highest. But as a wide receiver, too, I don't really need that as long as he gets those high reception marks and hopefully a couple more touchdowns with Tyreek Hill being there. But I don't mind him at this spot. Any higher, I don't know. But as wide receiver 15, I think that's a good spot for Waddle. And now I'm back on the board. And fate has it that DJ Moore is still here as well. Breece Hall went after, then Lamar, DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, TJ Hawkinson, Justin Herbert, Amari Cooper, Joe Burrow. Why did DJ Moore have to be here? I was going to take Travis Etienne. I feel like I have to take DJ Moore now. Right?
Yep.
Is that a yep? Because
Could be.
there's someone else here that I'm not even. There's actually two players. There's a lot of players I like in this range. I feel like if I trade back, I would have done that. My gosh, I'm not even going to say the players. Well, I guess I could say them because there's a ton of them. But Allen Robinson in the 5th round.
Yeah, it's not bad.
love.
With the Rams,
Michael
if they treat
Pittman.
him like Odell.
Michael Pittman is the only receiver on the Colts now. That's really good
The only receiver
as well.
on the Colts. A lot of rumors with them and Julio, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Cortland Sutton, could be decent, and then you're getting a little out of the range.
Hopkins.
But yeah, I mean, the suspension is a little
early,
worrisome, but it's really between Etienne or DJ Moore here for me. I was really planning on not taking DJ Moore. I really didn't want to do this. I'm so scared of the quarterback. It's going to be Sam Darnold and Matt Corral. And now last year, even with horrible quarterback play, he was wide receiver 18. So if he can somehow get slightly better quarterback play than last year, he's a wide receiver 1. Like, he's that good. It's going to be so annoying on a week-to-week basis. While Travis Etienne has that upside. And especially in PPR leagues with Trevor Lawrence.
Definitely got the upside.
I'll take DJ Moore. I can't.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll take.
I know you take Etienne.
I'll take Etienne all day. Thanks for leaving him on the board. If we were actually in a real draft, I would be sweating.
Yeah.
I would have been.
I don't know if I would take. I would have to think long and hard about that.
Yeah, because it didn't. The wide receiver turn didn't happen either. So it's probably a smart pick to go DJ Moore because after that pick, you had Michael Thomas, Cortland Sutton, Allen Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, I knew that would
Pittman,
happen. It would be a run on.
Elijah Mitchell, Miles Sanders, Marquise Hollywood, Kyler Murray, Amon-Ra, Dalton Schultz, and then Damian Harris. So you're left with some interesting options at running back because I think I'm going to go receiver here. Sheesh.
Yep.
Never mind.
No. There's a receiver or two I do like here, but
Thielen's all right. I don't like drafting rookie wide receivers that high. I do like Treylon, but I can't.
If you're gonna take a rookie wide receiver, though,
that would
Treylon's
be
the guy to take. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Clyde.
Ah, you son of a gun!
You can hit me up after the draft for a trade, guy.
Yeah, I was gonna take Clyde. There goes that plan. Now I wish I took Etienne. Flip, dude. You just changed my plans completely.
Kenneth Walker.
because now I'm gonna have to. I don't want to take Kenneth Walker. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna end up going double receiver here because there's a guy in the next round.
Clyde would have been a great pick. Either way, he would start the season on our bench, right? Either one of our teams. There's 2 flex spots. I forgot. So no, he would start.
Yeah, no, he'd probably start. Yeah. Jeez, dude. Hold on, let me double check something.
You give me ETN and I screwed you.
Yeah, I know.
Like a real draft.
The hell is this? Yeah. I'm gonna go with someone who is not a sexy pick at all, but Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I was gonna. That was the other guy I was contemplating. Was
undervalued. Yeah, last year he's the clear number 1 on it. Houston's not good, but sixth round
for a wide receiver. He's probably like the 25th wide receiver off the board or something.
I should have just taken my guy because he went. Drake London, Kenneth Walker, Dallas Goedert, Garrett Wilson, Adam Thielen, Mike Williams, Darnell Mooney, who was gonna be my pick. I almost took him in the 6th round, but I saw
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore, who I probably would have taken after. He would have been my second choice. So now I'm left here with absolute junk. I could actually consider quarterback at this spot, considering what is available.
I was going to say that quarterback is definitely one of those I would consider.
I think Jalen Hurts. Oh God, Russ is obviously sexy.
That's a good
without
one.
a doubt. Yeah, it's between Burks to me here or Jalen Hurts. Because I'm not high on taking a rookie wide receiver either. But if you're going to take one 7th round, is probably where you start to consider. And Traylon Burks is an opportunity where he could just slide in and be a wide receiver 2 year 1.
Okay.
So I definitely would consider Burks here, but I'm going to take Jalen Hurts with AJ Brown there now and Devontae Smith. He's got all the weapons in the world. He has everything he needs to succeed, and rushing, it's just going to be up to him. You could take Russ here.
You left Traylon Burks on the board.
I did.
Why would you do that?
Are you going to take Burks or are you going to take Russ?
I don't want to take either.
Well, I would take one of those unless you want A.J. Dillon or Tyler Lockett.
Well, no, I need
a Juju, if you want a receiver.
Wow, pick 83? My goodness.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Outside of that, though, it gets a little dim. Ayuk. Renfro, maybe.
I don't think I've ever taken a rookie wide receiver this high, but I'm going to take Traylon Burks.
If there's going to be a guy.
Oh, God. Why is there always one? It's the Titans wide receivers, man. I just can't. I can't not. That'll probably, my opinions on Traylon Burks will change with the breeze. I was hoping Hunter Renfro would fall.
I thought Juju was going to fall.
That's such a she's, I don't want to be rude. I'm trying to come up with a way. That's such a not great pick, Hunter Renfro. But he every year he's in PPR too.
I don't know. In PPR, like I mean, he's not gonna be a star, but he's gonna be sneaky good. He won't be great, but I think I would take him over like Olave maybe.
Yeah, so Team 7 sniped me with Hunter Renfro, but Dak Prescott, Kareem Hunt, Russell Wilson, AJ Dillon, Cordero Patterson, Tyler Lockett, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Devin Singletary, Devonta Smith, Juju Smith-Schuster, and then Hunter Renfro came off the board. I love this one. Rashad Bateman, my guy. Got to snag him at 8-7. Sniped you again.
Yeah. I'm going to take Dawson Knox here, who I think has a real chance to really break out year 4.
This is a risky pick.
It is, but I'm really high on Dawson.
Also the wall, Rick.
The pants are off for Dawson Knox this year because Emmanuel Sanders is gone. If you look at the depth chart, and Cole Beasley, there's a chance they talked about him potentially getting cut.
Yeah.
It's really just Diggs, and then it's Knox and Gabe Davis.
Yeah, right.
Those are your guys. So you could potentially get the second receiving option on the best passing offense in the league.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day.
All right. Once we get to the 10th, let's just fire around it.
Okay. I'm going to go. I desperately need another running back here. So I actually am going to go James Cook.
That's not bad.
Line into that Buffalo
offense.
Little high, but PPR, he's the receiving back there.
Rashad Penny?
With high upside. No, I don't.
Okay, I am going to take the risk on.
Oh.
I'm going to take Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
I'll take the.
That's
risk.
an interesting pick. It's
Russ
a
on the
good
board
pick,
still?
but
No,
No.
He went. I was going to say if Russ was still on the board, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that is kind of risky, but I'm used to streaming, and so if he misses 4 weeks, or I've been hearing 4 weeks is what the suspension's going to be. I hope it's 6, so the Patriots don't have to play him.
yeah.
Anyway, and there's also risk that he hasn't played in a year and a half or 2 years, so it's like it could go either way with Deshaun Watson, but I think if he's the way he was when he left Houston with Cleveland, I love that pick, especially where it is. I would take the 4 games and I would stream. Easy money for Deshaun Watson to have him in the second half of the season, or at least the first, or after the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season. Like I would smash that.
Right.
After that, it was Zach Ertz, Trey Lance, Pat Freiermuth. Lance actually would have been an interesting pick. I think Lance might be too high, going in that Mahomes range when Mahomes was first starting too.
Right.
So that could be an interesting pick, but then you had
You
Freiermuth,
like Lance there.
who I wanted at tight end. Pat Freiermuth, my boy. Claypool, Melvin Gordon, Spiller, Penny, Carr, Gallup, Robinson, James Robinson, Gronk, who doesn't have a football team, and
Yeah, that's interesting.
Jameson Williams, or is that Jamal Williams? I
That's
think it's
James Williams.
I'm going to take Gesicki. Not a lot of target share I don't think Miami's going to have, but he'll be a red zone guy.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad
He'll hit
pick.
some
There is
bricks.
a tight end that I would prefer over him.
Is it Henry or Komet?
It's Cole Kmet. I don't know. Do I take Kadarius Toney though?
At this point, Rick, you're 4 wide receivers over here.
I know. I already have 4 wide receivers. I mean, you have 4 wide receivers too.
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry. I'm not.
This is just
like your depth a little bit.
in the 10th round, Kadarius Toney. I mean,
yeah, I do it. If he's still on the Giants,
so if I didn't
questionable.
take Dawson Knox, it would have been Cole Kmet because I love Cole Kmet this year. He's second option on the Bears. I know that team sucks, but
you could have taken Ayuka, Gabe Davis.
yeah, that probably would have. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. I probably would have taken Ayuk and then gone Cole Kmet. But I'll take Kadarius Toney. Sure, so kind of a risky pick, but in the 10th round, it's a flyer pick. So, yeah, then Ronald Jones, Stevenson. Oh, I didn't see Christian Kirk was there. I don't like the player at all, but his situation is insane. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 on the Jaguars. So I probably would have taken Kirk if I saw him, but I'm trying to speed up the process a little bit more. Let's see. There's a lot of garbage here.
Oh, don't make me take another rookie.
I know you want to take Christian Watson.
I don't know if I want to do that.
I'll probably let you do that, and I'll just take my handcuff here, Rashad White, for Leonard Fournette. So
I got to get Madison if we're taking handcuffs.
okay, well.
Oh, shoot. Dang it.
All your guys are gone? Fields? Fields. No?
I hit the draft button on Madison and saw Fields.
Yeah.
Stupid.
He still got T-Law. I don't know if he's got the same rushing upside, but yeah, Sky Moore, Christian Watson, 11th round. A lot of rookies, huh? In the 11th round, George Pickens.
Yeah, I think the ADP and Sleeper's trying to figure it out late round because we don't really. I don't think people are drafting that late.
Alberto, Darrell Henderson, Irv Smith, Tua, DJ Chark, and
I'm gonna take it. My pick probably Rondale.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good pick.
Yeah, Rondale is gonna have some opportunity. We got three picks for Rick, 2 picks for me. What do you got, Rick?
You know what? I have 3 picks left.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take you know what? Screw it. Jahan Dotson, rookie wide receiver.
You're gonna take a flyer.
Take a flyer on a potential number 2 receiver on the team. On the board here again. Let's
honestly,
see.
Chuba at Brown 13-14, not a bad selection considering what's his name's injury history.
I gotta take Bob Tonyan, 13th round.
No receivers, and Bob's a
no
13th round
receivers
pick?
on the Packers. He's walking 10 touchdowns this season.
What are you people doing?
Yeah, I'll take that as a backup tight end all day.
All right, how many running backs do I got? 4 real ones. Yeah, I'm not going to take another running back. I'm going to take Hardman. These are all upside picks for me.
I mean, that's, you know what? I've never been a fan of Hardman, but
if there's
not exactly a ton of receivers out there. So
they just got Juju and Sky, right?
Yep.
Hines, Mack, Tim Patrick, Tyler Higbee, Kenneth Gainwell, who's not a bad pick in the 13th round, to be honest with you. Marquise, Valdez-Scantling. I was going to take Devontae Parker to get a pad on my team.
I was thinking about doing that last
Chris
time.
Carson, Chuba Hubbard, David Bell, Khalil Herbert, Ryan Tannehill. Now I'll tell you who I would take, and I'm gonna tell you who I would actually take here, and then I'm gonna take the guy that I want to take.
Okay.
I'd probably take Van Jefferson here.
Oh.
Or yeah, probably Van Jefferson. There's really no one else. But you know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to take Mac Jones.
That's okay, because I'm taking my breakout quarterback, the rival of the Pats, as a Pats fan, Zach Wilson.
We got to take our 2 favorite quarterbacks from the last class. Meanwhile, we left our actual favorite quarterback over there in the 11th round.
Yeah.
There you have it. A mock draft in the books. This is going to be, I think the first 5 or 6 rounds are going to be fun. I noticed later in the draft it started to get a little muddy, though. And I don't know if that's because the ADP's kind of all over the road.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind getting Rondale Moore and Hardman 12th, 13th round. There's usually guys that I really, really like late that I can hit on. I just found out that Tanyan's going to be one of those guys.
Yep.
Fields in the 11th round is, I like that pick. It's got a lot of risk to it.
Sure.
Usually 11th round picks don't have a lot of risk, but I see risk there because I feel like there's other guys that you could take. And I honestly would rather take the Sky Moore Christian Watson risk than take the Justin Fields risk, because I don't like anything that the Chicago Bears did this offseason to help Justin Fields.
Yeah, they really didn't do much.
So, like, at this point, I would even rather, hopefully Jimmy doesn't play. Hopefully he goes somewhere else. But I would take Trey Lance over Fields.
I would too
at this point, just because of the situation.
Yeah.
And there's like the chance of, I don't think Lance will be Mahomes, but there's always the seed in my mind. The year you screwed me, my best year ever, and you screwed me because you had Mahomes.
Yes, sir.
Don't want to do that again.
My team's kind of gross. I don't know if I like this.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
I mean, it's a lot of like...
Look at this, Rick.
It's gross, but it's kind of like...
You got 25-year-old DJ Moore. You got 28-year-old Brandon Cooks. You got 27-year-old Leonard Fournette.
It's a lot of good players. There's no like...
Bob Tonyan hitting age 28. Got a lot of interesting guys. But anyway, there you have it. Mock Draft 1.0. A lot of interesting stuff. Radar draft in the comments, guys. Got a lot of stuff to do. Probably another mock draft next week. There's a lot of fun. We'll see you later, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.